Okay, so thanks to Serena and David for putting together this consortia building event today in Edinburgh. This is the second of two workshops that we've been running to just give you background to the current competition that we've got going through the SAP IP, the Sustainable Agriculture and Food Innovation Platform. There was a query earlier on about whether or not we could make people aware of others that attended the Peterborough event. So I think that David will be sending out information through the SAP IP group on the Biosciences KTN part of _Connect. So you will be able to get information, including these presentations and slides. So you don't need to frantically scribble away whilst we go through the information. You should be able to get it later on. But also, if you're looking for other people who might have capabilities, for example, if you're looking at putting a consortia together, then you should also be able to get information about who attended the Peterborough event, which was held a week ago. Okay? So, I'm Tom Jenkins, a lead technologist on the SAP IP, Sustainable Agri-Food Innovation Platform. We're going to go through a few slides now about the current competition, the scope, where we are in terms of the history of the SAP IP programme, and then Callum will go through the rules and the process for actually applying for this current competition. So just a bit of background for those who might be less familiar with the Technology Strategy Board. We are essentially the UK's National Innovation Agency. We were set up and established in 2007. We received funding from BIS to help take forward new opportunities for UK business to drive forward innovation. And essentially our goal is to help the UK become more competitive in the economic environment across a range of different technology areas and market sectors. And if you want more information, our concept of commercialisation business strategy for 2011 to 2015 is available through this URL. And in all that we actually do, we're asking ourselves one question, which is, how can we help UK business to bring new ideas and technologies to market? So innovation itself is not a straightforward process, and it always needs help. And that's what we're here to try and help you to do through a range of different activities, and through the SAP we're focusing on the agri-food sector. But within the TSB&R programme it's wider than that, and this slide just gives you a bit of a flavour of the different thematic areas that we cover. So it goes right from sort of emerging technologies in yellow here, which are nascent areas just emerging from the research base, and synthetic biology is a good example of that. We also cover a range of different enabling technologies, and we also have these cross-cutting competency areas which help take those enabling technologies forward towards products and processes to penetrate the market. Along the top we have what's called the challenge-led areas, and Callum and I are working through the food area, and these are to address a societal challenge and look at opportunities for UK businesses to address that challenge, but also to take forward new products and processes to take advantage of the market opportunities that those challenges create. And within all of this, there's more detailed information for this current financial year in our delivery plan, which was published in May. So the different priority theme areas that we were looking at in the previous slide, if you want more, if you like, overarching information about what's going to be coming forward this financial year, if you follow this URL, you'll get information through the delivery plan. So with the SAP IP itself, this is a 5-year programme with 90 million funding behind it. It's a funding partnership through the Technology Strategy Board, DEFRA, BDSRC, AHDB and also Scottish Government. And essentially we're here to address the challenge of food security. So with increasing global population and demand on resources, how can we help to address this challenge and help UK businesses both to increase the productivity of the agri-food sector? This is going from primary production through to the food processing and manufacturing environment, whilst also decreasing the environmental impact associated with food production. And in terms of where we've gone before, the first competition that we ran through SAP was new approaches to crop protection, and this was addressing the challenge of how we could maintain agricultural productivity in light of changing EU legislation affecting use of crop protection agents. We then looked at sustainable protein production competition, and this was looking at the challenge of increasing domestic production of animal feed for animal and aquaculture opportunities. This was looking at domestic production of vegetable-based protein sources. We then went into the food processing and manufacturing environments, and this was looking at ways in which we could help to reduce waste and increase efficiency in the food processing sector. And more recently, we've just closed the Measurement Technologies for Agri-Food Systems competition, and this was looking at the challenge of the recent explosion in genomic information as a result of increased speed and decreased cost of DNA sequencing. So generating that DNA information is no longer representing a bottleneck. The bottleneck is translating that to allow us to make better decisions around agriculture and food production within the field. So this competition was really looking at taking forward enhanced ways to measure those particular traits of benefit to the agriculture system. And with the current competition, what we're looking at today is engineering solutions which can affect both primary production but also food processing manufacturing. So it's looking around the challenge of sustainable intensification of agriculture, but also enhancing process efficiency across the food manufacturing sector as well, and how we can take forward these engineering type approaches to address this challenge. So the current competition, some of you might have seen the competition brief on the website. We've also got hard copies which I think we'll make available on the desk where you registered at the coffee break. But essentially we've got up to 13 million available for this competition to fund collaborative R&D projects. The call itself will open on the 23rd of September, and you'll hear more about the dates and the timelines a bit later in this presentation. And the call itself, we're essentially looking to explore engineering and precision agriculture solutions across the entire agri-food supply chain, so going from primary production into the food processing and manufacturing environment. And essentially through this, we're looking to enhance resource use efficiency in the crop, the livestock, including aquaculture, but also the food sector. And through this, to help enhance marketable yield and therefore profit potential, and also to meet the underlying theme of the SAP IP to help reduce any negative environmental impact associated with food production. So that's the broad brushstrokes of the scope. Around that, there's also details to give you a flavour of different opportunities across the crop, the livestock and food sector. The one thing I'd say is this isn't meant to be an exhaustive list, it's just to try and help you stimulate thinking about potential project application areas that you could be thinking about for this competition. So around crop opportunities, it could include things like soil management equipment, variable input rate application technologies, different ways to manage water use, crop stress monitoring and assessment technologies, those types of approaches. For the livestock sector, it could be handling and management equipment, livestock housing, health and well-being monitoring, etc. And then for the food processing environment, things like process intensification, robotics and automation, optimization of cutting or slicing, wet processing, etc. So it's, as I say, it's to try and stimulate your thinking about the types of approaches or applications you could think about with this current funding opportunity.